Let's see, is this thing working? Let's see. I think it's working. Awesome. Hey everyone, I'm Violet. And today I'll be reading The World Reach. So yeah, I've been holding off sorry, I've been holding off a bit, from it for a while, and I've read the prologue already, but if you're new here, I would love to see your guys' reactions and thoughts if you are here to read the prologue with me. And besides, it would be nice to refresh my memory. So yeah, so let's get started. But first I'm going to make sure the stream's working. Okay, it's working. Awesome. So first we're going to start with this. So Catacombus, I am making a video on them. I will be explaining them. It's going to take a bit, so don't expect it to come out soon. But I have already started editing it. I've started script writing, all that jazz. So yeah. So first we'll start with this. I'll try my best to voice act. It'd be weird to voice act my friends, but I guess that's how it needs to be done. I guess. Anyway. It seems the Watcher has arrived. Your very persistence, your very presence in this existence is already proof that it's working. You've come to terms with reality, yes? You will not be able to interfere with the world ahead. You will not ever see this reality yourself. You won't even get to officially meet the beings that you know your presence oh so well. They will never truly know you. Do you understand? There's no need to answer. Being here is already the signature to what your will you yourself has forged. We will begin shortly. This Earth, Limvir 1, an Earth that's being split. It has been less than millennia since its creation and it's already set towards destruction. At any moment. At any moment. Complete annihilation can ensue. We shall stay away from it. Catacombs. Remember us. Day 1255. Exploration to find a sort of alternate life-supporting planet, Planet Toid, is still fruitless. I have never signed up to go far away into space. Hold on, give me a second. Far into space just to find it more. Turning around and returning to Earth will also be useless. We've been gone long enough for a certain cause. We've been gone long enough to certainly cause disappointment and hopelessness, with nothing in store from such trip. Motivation to keep us going is already dwindling to a simple blind belief that we will eventually find some. If not, then perhaps, if we are not executed the second we return, we can focus our efforts on stopping the catalyst. There is not much subsequence to put in this log, so I will instead end on a note from the captain. There is no need to fear. We are sure there is presence previously undefined in our empty vast nothingness. We keep receiving signs of rustic energy emerging. Perhaps this is from unidentified technology. We are not entirely able to detect it, but surely it's a breakthrough in the making. And log. I'm pretty sure the energy is some stray radio signals, not anything too dramatic. Probably nothing at all. Sure, it's nothing at all. Sure. If you say so. Just saying. I don't believe you, but if you say so. Anyway. Let's continue on. Ugh. Boredom. Intense boredom. This must be the thoughts of a certain Roxy Meadows, right? Especially to be out here late of this place of all places. Although it's not like visiting the park on a cool, windy 10 p.m. night isn't a fantastic vibe. It has been rather dark, mostly the light coming from the bright street lights illuminating the empty parking lot. The wind rustling the leaves of a nearby tree causing a rather loud, rustling noise. But hey, it was better for whatever she was doing before this. Wait, is that? a person in the distance? She looks over at the figure, somewhat astonished. She hasn't expected anyone else to be here at such an hour, and tries to make conversation, like an idiot. Hey? She stammers, the person crouching on all fours and begins to growl at Roxy menacingly. As she registers that thing before is a hound, panic sets in, and only grows as she realizes that is not a hound, but a rake. Oh, fuck. She begins to run from it, on the verge of tears. This one is the only thing that could kill her. She doesn't want to die yet as she runs past the trash bin. The monsters scurry out from behind it, tripping Roxanne. She falls to the ground and crawls to the top. It crawls on top of her, looking her dead in the eye. It wasn't your time yet to dare death. The rake whispers to her, its voice deep, raspy, distortionate. Its pale, thin flesh seems to be plastered to its bones, and its eyes deep, empty sockets. The claws on its beaks are sharp, as if the teeth, thin, dark liquid, seeps from its mouth as it talks to Roxanne, soon to kill her. However, a car is seen in the distance. During this peaceful, cool, relaxing night, a low-wage worker at Pizza Parlor is delivering to some jackass who can't wait for tomorrow. He's tired, only to his eyes really able to see in the dark, reflecting a bit more off of the street lamps. He's got one arm out the open driver's seat window, the other mindlessly flickering a little hanging air freshener in the shape of a pine cone. Pines. The guys would probably kill to be chilling next to some lake in the middle of a pine forest with a little log cabin to rest in the few vacation days he has to spare. He's really pulling a Claire Meadows, Claire Morgan, I mean. However, he couldn't afford even half of a pine tree, let alone a log cabin next to a lake, so it's little not even a real pine scent plastic cutout will have to do. He takes right onto the road of the field, steering with his knees, checking a little pocket watch he has strung up next to his fake pine. Ooh, pocket watch. That must be the one Ray tried to devour. I don't know. Deliver in 30 minutes and it's free. It's a good way to bring the customers extra burdens to the workers if they get there on time. He's tracking it down to the minute, or at least would be if he didn't catch a glimpse of what was going on in the field, slowing down just a tad, because it's the only interesting thing he's seen all day. Hey, you, in the car, help me, please, Roxy yells. Do you really think anyone would help you, Roxanne? Do you really think anyone cares? Pathetic. I can't wait to put you out of your misery. Wouldn't you love to join Chabashio Pluvial? The monster asked, looking at the car and back to Roxanne. The guy slurs the car upon hearing Roxanne's cries for help, raising a barely visible brow. He takes a moment to seemingly look between something in the back seat and the scene outside, but grumbles something under his breath and leans to the car window a little, having his face in the light, his messy, kind of scruff black hair could be seen, with something clearly over his left eye. Well, what'd you expect me to do? I'm on the clock, so if you could make it quick, he pipes up his tired, deep voice. Can you, she looks over at him with her eyes trying not to move. Can you, get this thing off of me? I don't know, man. She's visibly terrified and shaking. The rigs chuckle and the guy sighs. Soon he gets out of the car, being a rather tall, bulky kind of guy. He's got a large coat over the standard pizza delivery uniform, refitting the cap on his head. He approaches a rather nonchalant fitting with something in his pocket. What'd you do? Pick a fight with an overgrown street rat? He mumbles into his deep breath. Does it have a rabies or anything? I can't really cover the cost of 2 trips to the hospital. She looks over to the beast mouth. No, I don't think so. The rake rears its head towards the man. I can hear you, it laughs, smiling as it gets off of Roxanne, crawling towards the man. Why not repeat what you said, This time you say it directly towards me. The guy narrows his eyes a little, starting to back up a bit. I could hear you, it laughs. Oh, wait, I already said that. Not a rat, he says to himself. Hey, bud, I hope you can cover the damage better deal, because I don't want assaulting the homeless on my record. He slips a sharp knife into his own pocket, taking a deep breath. Unless you like to be euthanized this thing now. Yes, do it. Euthanize it. Kill it. Whatever works. She yells, panicking, but back away from the monster and the man. I like to see you try, the rake smiles. Well, would you rather like to go down as a self-defense then? He gives a slight nervous chuckle. He stops backing away, keeping a strong grip of the knife. The rake stands up, jerking unnatural movements, still maintaining the hunched-over look. There's several cuts and scars on his body, the scar tissue looking extremely hard. You can see the bones beneath the skin, and the torso looks like it's buried of organs. The lungs at the man, clawing at him, whipping his jacket, smiling and laughing to itself. The man winces with the lunge, being knocked off balance, although taken by surprise. He quickly tries to begin to wrestle the thing into submission, hastily attempting to dig his knife into his flesh. It screeches and growls at him with each stab and jab and cut to it and cut. And it lets out a guttural yell and scratches him hard. It steps away from him, reverting back to crawling. You're not ready to join him. You're not ready to join them, it yells. Angrily, it looks back to Roxy, then back to the man. It lets out something that sounds like an eerie sigh or grunt, and crawls back into the woods quickly. Roxy gets up and approaches the man. What? Dude, are you okay? She asks, her eyes lighting up after a second. Wait, dude, oh my god, you just fought off the fucking rake. The rake, dude, holy shit. Dude, you fucking awesome, what the fuck? Thanks for saving my life, man. Holy shit. He coughs a bit with that, getting up with the groan. Roxanne helps him up and the hand cuts off across his chest from the fight that has already started bleeding profusely. Give me a second. Alright. You're welcome. Just I hope a spare needle or something. Work uniform and all. Can't, he readjusts himself, pressing on the wounded light hand. Can't use the raccoon excuse with a gash that looks like something came from a mountain lion. He chuckles. Come on, she looks over to the road and points towards the house. My house is literally right over there. I might have some needle and thread and stuff to heal the wound. She starts walking, kinda, just one step towards the house in the general direction. Come on, it won't take long. Convenient. He sighs, following along, make sure to lock his car after he walks back, speeding up a bit to catch up. The wound doesn't seem to bother him too badly. So, Roxy tries to make conversation. What's your name? Wade Seymour. Would state my occupation, but it might be fired after this. My name's Roxy. She smiles, and, I hope you don't get fired? She tries to maintain the same pace as he does, and awkwardly asks, what were you doing at such an hour? Delivering pizza, he yawns. Oh, okay, that explains the uniform, gotcha. She chuckles softly after arriving at the house. Well, here we are, come on in. Do you have any towels? Wouldn't want to get the blood on everything. Probably can't pay the replacements, Wade asks, taking off his coat and groaning upon seeing all the scratches in it. Yeah, I'll fetch them, come on, she says. They enter through the mud room, and Roxanne motions Wade to the living room. She goes upstairs to retrieve a sewing kit, towels, and first aid. No one is home, but the lights are on. The living room has a couch against the wall with a coffee table set in front of it. There's also a large flat-screen TV on the opposite wall. The floor has some trash on it, but not much. Alright, I have no idea what I'm doing, so this will be an experience, she says, coming down with the items needed laying on the coffee table. Wade keeps a hand firmly on his wound, picking up the towel with the others. Alright, I'll be back. I just gotta go clean off the excess blood, he says, hoisting the coat on his shoulders and furrowing the brow. Which way is the bathroom? Oh, yeah, it's just, she points down the doorway to the kitchen. Go up there, up the stairs, take a U-turn at the end of the hall. Wade would see himself off. Roxy takes her phone and opens the Discord message to Spider. You would not believe what just happened. What's up? Okay, so you know that thing I told you about, like, last week or so? The rake? Yeah, I almost got mauled by it. Bloody hell, are you okay? Yeah, some guy stepped in. I'm at my house right now. You know, I'm one of the things, that's one of the things that can kill you. Well, the rake is the one thing that can kill me. Fuck, so I guess you came back to finish the job. Probably. So, you need to kill it first? Unless you want to catch and keep up the inevitable day to end it all. I doubt I can kill it. People have tried and it keeps going, keeps killing. Huh, so that's unstoppable. That's both good and bad. Pretty much. So what does this person who saved you want? I don't know, I'm just helping them get back to stability. The rake fucked up his chest. Shit, so he didn't even know what he was doing. He probably doesn't want anything particular to be careful, though? How bad are his injuries? They look bad, but he seems stable. Right, so they're not pulling you into a false insecurity. Again, be cautious, though. My gold is all you up, don't worry. Wade comes back after eating a bit with his coat zipped up. He's got a bloodied uniform in his hands. I hope you don't mind me keeping the towel wrapped up around the wound until I could get some bandages, he says. It's fine, here. She gets up. You can lay down if you want. It's okay, don't worry, he says, shaking his head. Also, are you gonna charge me for trying to fix my uniform, or... No, of course not. You saved me from getting perma-killed. She checked the time on her phone. Parents will be home for a couple of hours, so if you want to stay until then, I'm fine with it. He attempts to smoothen his uniform out. It's alright if you can't fix this too well, like I said, I'm probably fired. Don't worry, I got it, she says carefully and goes to all willy-nilly stuff, but ends up looking actually pretty decent. Wade gives a little grin. That's not a bad job fixing the uniform. You sure you don't want to pay? Yes. I'll take a Taco Bell as a payment, she smirks. Roxy, I swear if you keep talking about Taco Bell, you're gonna get a sodium warning just from talking about it. Anyway, maybe I'll work there next. Wade chuckles. I'll keep that in mind. Wade gets up, heads to the door. Well, I do have a place to be and all. Thanks for the help. I'll try to repay you eventually. Okay, see you later, Wade. She waves. Wade waves back. But nice helping you, Roxy, Wade says, heading to the car. Roxy smiles, heading back towards her room. Roxy's room is pretty boring. Two large windows facing a different street. Her bed is full-size, pushed to the corner with an end table next to it. There's a trash and clothes on the floor. Her AC is cracked up to max because she is filthy cold enjoyer. It's really dark. It's 10:45 p.m. and the only light of her phone and laptop illuminating her corner of the room. Well then, the feeling of being watched would be setting in. More interesting than more normal it feels, considering how much she usually is watched. She glanced up around the room, though, due to the darkness, she can't see much. Ahem. A presence would make itself known. Seems like you have a bit of a scuffle, to say the least, A pair of big, glowing, bright red eyes would suddenly open, peering at Roxy from the darkness in the corner of her room. I'm obviously quite happy to see you alive, as you can be, but your shoddy craftsmanship and frankly pitiful attempt to sew and repair the one you have to thank for your life has offended me enough to make an appearance. Ugh. Lexi shifts into her bed. I don't need this tonight, man. Plus, fuck you, my sewing is decent. The eye rolls. I could have done... Their eyes roll. I could have done better, blindfolded and with feet wedged. For the record, I have less than half of the toes you're supposed to do. Roxy snickers and sticks up her middle finger at the eyes. I speak nothing of the truth. Nonetheless, perhaps be more careful next time. Invest in a sword, perhaps. Maybe a rather large stick. Something not to drag underpaid pizza delivery men into your personal hell. I might invest in a sword now because that's fucking cool. May not need it, though, due to my powers. Oh, powers? You're certainly reluctant to use them tonight. May I suggest a dagger? You could use it to sacrifice an innocent to someone unknown god to help you fix your mistakes to continue existence. I was panicked, okay? God, can you get off my ass? Have you tried simply panicking, Lesman? The voice gave a chuckle. But if you so wish, remember to lock your doors, Corruptulum. The eyes close, fading into shadows, causing the presence and feeling of being watched to vanish. We got through it, at least the first two. Yippee! Anyway, that's that one. Give me a second and I gotta send some things to someone. Let's see, give me a second. Okay. I believe I'm good now. Okay. Let's continue. Let's do the master next. July 21st, 2022, Part 2. It's an average night, hopefully. The moon lingers in the sky, but shines down on nothing but a humble home with the lights still on. Residing within sits an anxious little nobody, shifting in his seat and nervously drinking a can of carbonated drink as the TV plays in the background. He simply sits there, consistently shifting his gaze between the TV and the open window and the door that just keeps being an active look out into the active look at as he fidgets in place faintly. There'd be a soft tap on his shoulder, followed by a whisper in his ear. "Are you doing all right, sir? You seem antsy." He gives a small jump with that before immediately easing with a bit of a smile. "Oh, no, I'm fine. Just worried, you could say." "Are you worried about that Wade fellow?" "Absolutely. He's never been this late before, I think. It's just incredibly worrying, you know." Thrall gives a soft chuckle, placing a hand on Kenneth's head to ruffle his hair. "Oh, no, you have nothing to worry about, sir. Sir, I'm sure he's all right. After all, he can handle himself, can't he?" He can hear Thrall stepping away from the moment his return being made clear, with a blanket being gently draped over him. "I can assure you he's probably close to arriving as soon as we speak." Kenneth would seem to get vaguely flustered over the fact, warm as soon as the blanket is properly draped over him. "Oh, you're right, I'm sure he can. Not as, small as I am, I guess." "You could say that. Small isn't a bad thing, though. I'm sure he doesn't mind, that is. Haven't eaten anything tonight, sir?" No. I know small isn't bad. No worries, and, not quite. I've been too worried. Only soda, really. Ah, I shall be on that then. Would you happen to be in the mood for? What would you happen to be in the mood for? If you'd like, anything simple, probably a salad or something. Are you sure about that, sir? No harm in it, and I usually get a pizza from something anyway. Or something anyways. Salad it is. Salad it is, then. Anything else you want me to handle before I fetch you that salad? Do you think you could check his location, perhaps? If you like, I mean. Oh, sir, I believe he's on his way here. Very, very close. Would you like me to make him a salad too? Oh, good then. Sure, it's nice to give him something in return, too. Thank you. No need, sir. It's my pleasure to work under someone so pleasant and kind, and may the words I'm looking for, it seems. And may be the words I'm looking for, it seems. Sound of car pulling up becomes clear thanks to the open window. Ah, there he is, right on time. He gives Kenneth, I want to make sure I'm pronouncing his word, Kenneth. Yeah, Kenneth heads a good soft pat. I'll be off to work on those salads. And with a subtle flicker of light, Thrall vanishes. Kenneth gives him a big smile in return as he heads off, saying, "Thank you." He watches the car from the window, and the familiar face becomes visible as Wade exits the car. He seems to have his arm wrapped around his torso, the other holding some sort of shirt. Kenneth leans back into the cushion to get a better look, but would get up and head to the door for him a little earlier. Wade would sluggishly make his way over to the heavy steps, with a few visible scratches around his neck, of which he covered quickly with his uniform shirt in his other hand. Upon getting a good look at him, Kenneth seems a bit more worried, to say the least. Kenneth cracks open the door a bit wider to let him in. "Is everything all right?" "Almost lost my job," Wade said, stepping in with a huff and his gaze dull. How so? Did something happen?" As Wade steps in a bit more, he removes his jacket, showing the cuts that are only on his neck. Some of them are massive, only covered up haphazardly by bloody towels still wrapped around his torso. I forgot to return this. He holds his jacket the same hand with his uniform shirt, wincing as he tries to tug at the towel. I'll deal with it soon. Keyless gives a sharp wheeze of a couple shocks as he quickly shuts the door. What? Wait, Christ, what happened? You're covered in gashes. I'll get bandages. Stay right here. Keyless hastily shuffles out of the room and to the bathroom, nearly stumbling as he does. Reed watches Kenneth as he goes, mumbling, just a mountain lion or something. Nothing much. Just need to disinfect these. Just a mountain lion? Yeah, I escaped fine. Wade lightly sits down on the couch, stretching his arms. Kenneth returns softly, shuffling with some bandages, band-aids, alcohol, cotton swabs, medicine, and generally anything a medicine cabinet at this point. Good. Good? Yeah, let me handle it if you don't mind. You should handle it yourself. You were fighting for your life. Keith, there's no need to worry yourself so much. He sighs, trying to unwrap the towel. It's not like I lost a limb. It's fine. I can handle myself. Keenan sets the supplies aside, sighing a little, but reaching his hand over to offer it with the towel. I can't help it. These are serious injuries. Fine. Fine. Wade relaxes, getting the bloody towel undone. No need to be so panicked, though. I'm not dying. Oh, and sorry for getting home so late. Good. Good. And for so and he gives another sigh, trying to give Wade a weary smile. Please don't be sorry. You were attacked by a wild animal. That's not something you can control. Please don't be sorry. Wade would pull the towel off, fully showcasing some of the real deep gashes, enough for it to fit 2 fingers from it in its width. Mostly are just cuts on his shoulder, down from his hip, still bleeding quite a bit. I know, but I'm still sorry for making you worry. Should have at least sent you a text or something. He winces quite a bit from the wound being open. I don't want to make you stressed, especially considering I'm basically fine. Keenan takes a moment to take in the sight with wide eyes, giving a small, stressed sigh as he reaches over some of the supplies he gathered. But please don't be sorry, it's over. It's certainly understandable. You were preoccupied. Let's just handle these. You do know I can do this myself, Keith. I am aware, and I won't let you. So please, where should we start? Okay, Mr. Gardiner, your word is law, I guess. Reed chuckles, removing his hands and wounds. Probably start with the wounds. I think that would be a fantastic idea, don't you think? You're lucky I don't shove cotton balls in them, he says, giving a fake little huff. He picks up cotton balls and dabs alcohol, preparing to clean some wounds. Ready? Yes, Keith. It's not like it's gonna hurt less on its own, he nods. Of course. Keith sits, beginning to clean the wounds. So how was your night? Wade asks. Eventful, he could say, mostly consisting of worry and endlessness trying to distract my own worries. Keith, Wade sighs. I've been trying to tell you I'm sorry. No, please don't be. It's just a little worrying, you know? I'm just glad to see you again. Plus, I didn't even to call or text you to be into worry with it, so it's a fault on my part. You're worrying silly. I suppose, but still, it's more of me making myself more than I should. I'd be very happy to see you. I'm very happy to see that you're not panicked. Oh no, the pain is immeasurable, Wade chuckles. I'm not dying, but just getting back on the topic. Why were you so worried? Is it solely because I was so late? If so, I promise not to keep quiet and contact you too long. I suppose it was primarily how late you were, but I don't need the cater. But I don't feel the need to cater to me. Wade furrows his brow, and yet you can do the inverse just fine? Yes, of course, he rolls his eyes. How are you dealing with the wounds? I guess not well, since I believe you're a little squeamish seeing how worked up you got over the simpler things. I'm dealing with them just fine. He goes to quiet for a moment, muttering something like, stop reading me like a book under his breath. And when you do when do you think you'll be done tending to them? A few minutes, not long at all. You're too kind. Tending to massive wounds when you're already quite squeamish. Wade ruffles Keenan's hair with a grin. You should probably start thinking of ways I can repay you. Maybe making breakfast for a month? Would be nice to finally let you sleep in. No, thank you. I appreciate it, but there's no need for repayment, he says, blushing from his hair being ruffled. You're injured. I'm just willing to help. And not everybody's like that. Besides, it's the least I can do to uplift your mood. At least it lessens. At least it's a lesson for it. At least, lessen it to a weekend then. No, month. Final alpha. A week, month. Any option? Any other options? Well, how else can I repay? Come back to me later on that. Ah, yes, later, as in never. Come on, I don't like to settle it now if you don't keep prolonging it. No, I promise, it'll be settled in no time, just not right now. I'm gonna give you until the ruins are done to tend to come up with something. Reed settles in more into the couch, making a bit of a stubborn expression. It's not a lot of the time, Stakina stubbles, generally pacing but still making sure he gets the wounds taken care of the best he can. Are you sure you're not gonna need stitches? Unless you can do them yourself? Hell no. If these wounds didn't kill me, which they won't, the medical bills surely will. I definitely do not trust myself to handle something like that, and better not, if you show the slightest sign of dire illness, I'm dragging you to the hospital myself. I'll do whatever I can to cover everything. Wade would sludge Kenneth lightly in the shoulder. How about you stop talking about how you go home broken and homeless just to save my sorry ass, and get back to tending to my sorry ass. That's how you keep me from showing severe symptoms. Clearly the massive gash in my front. Okay? There's no need to think about hospitals or steely emergency rooms or medical bills or anything. I don't need you overworking yourself to death just to keep me from dying. It seems counterproductive. Suppose you're right, but still, I'm not a doctor or anything, but you should probably take it easy, don't you know? Don't want any of the mountain lions coming by. He continues cleaning the biggest gashes before starting to try and to wrap them up the best he can. Wade winces heavily, but his deeper wounds are disturbed, Abide trying to face away from Kenneth to worry him less. The quicker this is done, the quicker it can get to healing, Wade says. Kenneth makes sure to go carefully when it came to the deeper ones, trying to contain his shivers but lightly patted down to ensure the bleeding wouldn't be too heavy. Yep, and we can get you straight to bed. Keith, we aren't even related, so I'm not sure why you're acting like you can parrot me. I'm not parroting. You shouldn't disturb the flesh wound. Not flesh wounds, fresh wounds. One wound is not fresh now. Wounds are not fresh now. Wade struggles not to roll his eyes again. 2, fine, but do not remove the divider pillow. That will also disturb the wounds. Still, I can't deal with that. Anything so you can sleep comfortably. Keith finished up his wrappings. Aside from this, wound nonsense. Wade would suppress his yawn, rub his eyes. Did I tell you about the jackass who ordered right before we close? No, I haven't heard so. Had that been your last run of the night? Yeah, and the dude that lived in the fucking hour away, it just doesn't order close to pizza parlors. Makes a few painted cars. I spent so long trying to get the damn guy. It lived in the fucking boondocks. Ass and nowhere. Swear to God, that place is on the border of not being labeled on the map. Honestly, sounds way too suspicious of a place to me. For a distance, middle of the night, barely known. Keith gives a little sigh, mixing with a light show, covering some lighter scratches with band-aids. But I know you can take care of yourself. I hope it wasn't too much of a burden, though. Very unfortunate that happened right at closing. Kenneth would notice and feel the presence of something watching him from the lightness of the kitchen. However, Wade wouldn't notice. Kenneth peeks consistently at the fact, almost taking a small glance over to the kitchen, just peering over a little, but is still working on the wounds. The light flickers a second. Wade would be a bit skeptical of that, but it's not like he'd go out and investigate. Looks like we have to place a bowl sometimes. Oh, yeah, on that, would you like something to drink? Just water. Sure, we got a few bowls in the fridge after finishing up the wounds. Oh, sure, we got a few bowls in the fridge. After finishing up the wounds, Keith stands up and stretches his legs out a little, and, quickly shuffles to the kitchen. Wade tries to stretch himself, but ends up painfully coughing fit. Just water, please. I will get suspicious if you take too long and try sneaking in to make some extra things to make me feel better or something. I'll keep that in mind. Keith gives a wave to Wade. Well, the kitchen is very obviously dark. The lights are off. However, there are big glowing red eyes in the darkness. Wade mumbles to himself while Kenneth is in the kitchen, seeming a little peeved. He wedges the fridge open to grab a water, and there is a very light tap on the counter, quiet enough for only Kenneth to hear. He picks up and hurries to the counter. The light flips on. He presented with 2 salads. He takes a small glance around with that, beginning a firm nod, and would grab the 2 salads with a whisper. Thank you. Weirdly, Wade is still mumbling at nothing, but suddenly would be cut off at Keeneth's return, bearing a warm smile. Good to see you treating yourself with 2 salads. Can I have my water, please? Keeneth honestly barely notices, smiling at Wade as he sits down nearby, handing him a water. Here you go, and I hope you don't really think I could finish 2 salads by myself. Well, I didn't ask for just water. It clearly ain't my salad. Wade takes the glass, shrugging. Do you want a salad? Wade makes a dramatic thought expression, as if he doesn't take this situation seriously. I don't know. I feel like you've earned the second salad after patching up all the gashes I have. Nope. Keeneth crosses his arms dramatically. You definitely deserve it after the long night you had. I beg to differ, considering that you've been worrying non-stop tonight, so it's the only fair that the person who worried the most and has done the most deserves the second salad. Wade smirks and raises a brow. Wade quickly tries to wrong. Well, I wouldn't be able to finish it anyway. Wade quickly tries to dramatically stand. See, I knew. And the wound barely strained before nearly toppling, using the table for support as he gripped his center for a short sound of pain. Poor Keeneth had been spoken to the fact, immediately getting up and rushing to the help the lad up, giving a straight wheeze as he does. Be careful. Right, immeasurable pain. Forgot that part. He tries to push Keeneth away. It's alright, it's fine. I just have to do whatever. I'll just have to whatever you don't finish for breakfast. Are you sure? If you're not eating, then you should head straight to bed. I know. Wade gives a light chuckle to mask his pained coughs, reluctantly accepting Keeneth's help. I can get there myself. Nope, I'm helping. Wrong. You aren't. Wade instead picks up Keeneth, shaking his head, and would slowly try to shuffle his way to the bedroom. Keeneth is picked up with ease, like vaguely flustered over it. With enough time, Wade would eventually get to the bedroom, placing Keyleth on one side of the singed large bed of the room, which has a large pillow made of in the middle, separated into 2 halves. See? Made it myself. Thank you. You should take it easy. Keeneth just sort of lies there as he was placed down. Wade would lay on the other side of the bed, breathing a sigh. I am kind of exhausted. Not planning on getting up again until tomorrow. Good. Well, hope you feel better tomorrow then. I don't expect your wounds to heal overnight, of course, but you'll be in less pain is good. Always good. I'll do that later. Won't fall asleep soon. If you say so, try to sleep well if you don't, and at least be out. I'm not letting you out of here until you do. And with the last mumbled sentence, he's already drifted to sleep. Clearly he's more exhausted than he let on. Keeneth waits a moment to make sure Wade is fully asleep, first and foremost. Wade would look about, dead asleep as one could get. Keeneth slowly makes his way off the bed, heading to the living room again. The lights are off. Obviously, Shadow Demon on the couch, just chillin'. Seems like I should have made 1 salad. He turns to Keeneth, taking a whisper. No, I'm certain he'll eat it later. Keeneth gives a small sigh with a smile, sitting down nearby. If you say so, sir, you did a good job with caring for his wounds. Yeah, you don't need to call me sir, right? No need to be so formal. And, thank you. I just did what I could. Oh no, I'm fully aware. It's simply what I prefer, unless you like to order me to stop. No, it's perfectly fine then. Alright then. Are you gonna eat your salad, or did you forget a fork? No worries, I'm eating. Keeneth gives a little appreciation nod and would pick out the starter and start to eat. Let me know if you enjoy it. This is really good. Thank you. Keeneth can't really tell if Thralls is grinning or not because he can't see his mouth, but he sounds happy. You're really good at this, Well, I hope so. Thrall chuckles. If I wasn't after an eternity of practice, it's a bit concerning. Huh, I suppose you're right. Still amazed work, Keeneth says, finishing his salad. Glad you enjoyed it, sir. In the mood for dessert? In the mood for dessert? Dessert? Ice cream, a pastry, whatever you wish. I'll find a way to quiet for you, no need to worry. A small ice cream would be nice if you don't mind. What flavor? Any toppings? Just chocolate, preferably nuts. Just a moment then, Thrill says, disappearing. Thank you, Kenneth replies, checking the time. It's around 1 a.m. Ice cream time. Your ice cream, sir. Thrill reappears suddenly without notice, standing by Keith's side on the couch, holding a decently sized bowl of pecan-covered chocolate ice cream. Oh, thank you. He gives a small jolt of surprise, then would look up to him. You work very quick. You're flattering me tonight, sir. Now, make sure to eat it before it melts, Thrill says to Keith, who would carefully pick it up as it offered and would start eating. Christ, sheesh, this is amazing. Only the best. Thank you, it certainly do give it. He's going right through it. How often do you make this sort of thing? What do you mean? You know, how often do you make things like this? If it's that the right question to ask. Oh, no, I don't make that. I just happen to know the people I do. Not that I can tell you, though, who. Oh, still very good. Anything you wish me to do while you sleep? Or shall I let you rest? No, do as you like. Thank you for asking, though. Kenneth gives Thrall a little smile. If you say so. And I do. He finished up the ice cream completely. I should probably sleep soon, huh? Yes, you should. What would you like for breakfast tomorrow, sir? Yeah, he lifts up both bowls and hands. Maybe bacon and eggs, if you wouldn't mind. Something small. Thank you. Scrambled? Scrambled's good. As you wish. Thor reaches the bowls. Let me take care of those bowls for you. Thank you. Kenneth hands the bowls over. Have a good night, sir. You as well. Kenneth gives him a small smile as he heads off back to his room, where it is still out cold. From the sound of it, it seems that his breathing is heavy and asleep. Kenneth looks to him for a good moment, then taking a small look around the room before just feeling his forehead with his hand. Temperature check. Cold as ice. Kenneth flinches at that, not entirely expecting so, then would gently as pushed his head to his chest. Kenneth would then grab both shoulders of Wade. Is something you need? No, not at all. I just want to make sure you're right. He immediately jumps, just being held in Wade's grasp. Go to sleep, Wade sleepily mumbles, looking at Keith with one barely open. Yep, I gotcha. He nods immediately, trying to still head outside before bed. He's just gonna slide into the bed and just get comfortable with a short, livid wheeze as he drifts off to sleep, being tucked in by a shadowy demon. Awesome, and that was that one. Awesome. So that's that so far. Let's see, I'm gonna check some things before we continue. Okay, let me check the time. I have enough time for a couple more. Alright, time for the Red Eye Demon video. Hopefully this picks up, so let me make sure this is on. There you go.
For one night. I don't care. I don't care if I'm pathetic to you. God. What do you even want with me, huh? What is it? It's some sick, twisted game you have going on. All of you fucking entities, you whack-ass fucking... Does the tall man want me? Is that it? Because I know he does. I know he's been fucking stalking me for fucking hours. But what are you? What are you? I can't get a break, can I? I can never get a break, huh? Stupid fucking man. That's all I ever see of you, you know? Yeah. Because You only ever appear in the dark. Isn't that fucking convenient? Huh? I might actually upload this to my YouTube channel. Because you're something that I've never seen before. And I think people would like to see you. Yeah. I know, right? Oh my fucking god. Go fuck yourself, honestly. You're just gonna keep doing this to me. Okay.
So it seems that Thrall was tormenting Luxie. Okay. Let's see. Now to move on to the Catacomb stuff, which I know is because I've read the prologue. I know that. But this is going to be taking place in Limvale 6, which is another Vale, I believe. Which is like reality, universe, whatever you want to call it. These are going to be a bit more shorter. Well, some of them. August 14th, 2021. Well, that's concerning. Well, you're right, not that instant too soon, says the young lady. The room is dimly lit. A room with pale skin, blue horns, and a shaggy black hair stands in front before you. So I know this. This is Memphis Norwin. She's wearing glasses, a lab coat, black jeans, and boots. You can perceive me with your optical vectors, right? If you don't know optical vectors, those are just eyeballs. Do you have those? Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll speak a bit simpler, so you do not have to explain. The room around you is messy, but it seems like an office. There are a lot of computers, a fridge, a desk, some potted plants, a lot of papers, and then this girl. She has a name, you can't quite see it yet. Something's wrong with her. You aren't supposed to be here. I'm assuming you can read my inner monologue, yes? She thinks as she shuffles her papers anxiously. You can see that? Can you? You show a sign of agreement. Was that a yes? I can't tell whether you fluctuate meant yes or no. You attempt to agree again. Whatever the matter is, you seem to understand, so I'm guessing you need me to explain a few things to you, yes? You show a sign of agreement. Ah, you shuffled again. That must be yes. Oh, where do I commence? Well, I have no clue on the knowledge you may have already, so I'll try my best to fill you on those unseen gaps. The lady smiles, leaning towards you. You are able to read people's inner monologue, surprisingly. You seem to also be able to see from every angle, despite being the only one spot visual for everyone else. What else? Oh, you seem to be able to interact with whoever you're watching in some way, whether you're there physically or not. You seem to have a weird omnipresence to this world. She stands up again. But that doesn't concern me. From what I've studied of you, you've been here virtually from the beginning. Maybe before, so whatever you're doing in this spare time isn't causing any catalyst, so I have no quarrel with you watching me or everyone else. Though I will have a problem if you mess up my plans. I don't really know if that upsets you or not, since you've been no means to communicate between you or anyone else here. But that's my only request. If you can follow through, that'd be stellar. Now, other than that, I expect you to come eventually. I did expect you to come eventually, although I'm not sure what you can exactly do other than a few things. I know you possibly can't communicate. I want you to give me some, at least kind of sign. She smiles, her teeth are off-white and sharp. I really need to know this. You're the only one with the ability who even remotely close to providing an answer. You shiver with a mix of fear and anticipation. So, with that said, what is impure? The user disconnected. Okay. So for people who do not know, I will give you a little thing. So this is the Catacombs website. If you go to directory, go to session, not that one. If you go to this one, it's this conversation just on here. She was cut off to say purity. Purity in its entirety in Catacombs is always blocked off for some reason. It's bad, apparently, to them. And then if you click it, it takes you to protocols and stuff. We'll get into that later. So Memphis, Norwin, was talking to this watcher, or something that's here, that can read thoughts, and has been here since the beginning of time. It could be Sorheth, it could be the moon, I'm unsure. But we will see. Let me check a couple things quickly. Let me see some stuff, and we'll continue. Okay. I think we're good to go. Let me see a couple more things. Okay, I think we have time to finish up the catacombs section, and then I might stop, but we will see. Okay, the meeting. August 22nd, 2021. Aside from all before, the perspective is switched to something new, a species beside human, in another veil, known as Limvale 6. What kind of potentially exciting possibilities be waiting for them? Well, this one in particular is the last for a meeting. Well, this one in particular is late for a meeting. This is a 5-6 variant woman, a human-like entity with flesh-based electronics. These come in to form a large receptacle of bug-clicks for performing dangerous tasks, as well as blue horn pointed like spades on her head, conducting electricity through the body. She's fairly thin, her complexion is pale and contrastly sharp. Her jet black hair, she's wearing glasses and a lab coat, carrying some books and documents. They don't know what happened. One second they were researching a phenomenon of the universe, next she was late. She can't be seen late again. She knows your position well. Now fulfilling it would be certainly a calamity. After hastily stacking papers and inconveniently knocking them over again, a via rush, then they bolt out of the basement/laboratory into the antechambers. Lucky for her, the path where she needs to go has been memorized for a long, long while. Although the stairs may be a problem, she scaled them without hesitation. She can't go fast on these. One wrong foot and she might lose around a good 30 seconds due to tripping or tumbling back down the steps. She just escalated. This time, she didn't falter. She makes it to one meeting room and bursts through the doors. "I'm here, everyone," she yells, catching breath. You have acquired my presence." One of her co-workers glares at her, stern as usual. "Very well. It's time we begin anyway." She takes a side seat right where she needs to be. The person name is Menthy, surname redacted for privacy. She is a scientist of unknown matters. Seriously, they study things whoever exist or either unknown or hidden from the public, which she finds as appealing job. From that, they are also very genetic in chemistry and dynamic, which is why they have so many syringes on them all the time. They've been called every symptom of odd in the book. If you couldn't tell at first, they are indeed strange in every way. Even their mind is unique, since she was diagnosed with auditory tackle whatever that means, which means she can feel sound. Due to that, she lives in a soundproof basement in the antechambers, with a small special room to keep the sound from mutilating her. Meetings are still mandatory, however, so she tries to speak in a soothing way. Menthy also finds a necessary utility prolonged confabulation, so the sentences occasionally are more elongated than other multitudes. And the meeting shall be starting soon. I don't think there'll be anything, but I'm just gonna check. Okay, I'm gonna assume that. Okay, so what's that? Now the burial. Alright, so this one we are introduced to a couple of new characters, I believe. Okay, let me look at something. I must cut it. Okay. A nurse surfed August 25th, 2021. A nurse surfs lazily across the empty field. Are they even important at all? Who knows? A fairly built man wearing a black sleeveless shirt, black pants held up by a belt full of weapons, and a black combat boots. He's got fingerless glove on, as well as steel-tipped knuckles. He's 6'4" and has got fair skin, several scars, jet black messy hair, and some missing teeth. A broken horn that glows dark purple in his shirt has a symbol on it next to SN-002. So, SN-002, that must be subject nihilist, maybe? Because whatever this is. He basks in the sun, reminding him of the rumors about some project his friend's working on. Something about a sun god? Oh, it was mentioned way before. Okay. Fun fact, ladies and gentlemen, a sun god is Sorath. They are very important. I have a necklace on them right now as we speak. I don't have it in my picture, but I have one as we speak. What was it? Even if they were thinking, the sun melted his worries away. How blissful. His name, who cares? Even if they could recall the warm sunlight, why bother now? Because they're heading straight for a walk wall on these places. It's slam. Ball. The nihilist ponders at the stone wall somehow ended up in the middle of the plain. This was not the last time he came. That is, unless he went off course. You got no idea where he has or not, but this good time to stop and rest, he guessed. He sit down and contact some fellow friends. Messaging Erwin. I need assistance, you know. What did you do this time? Might have gotten lost. Not sure. Absolutely wonderful. How far did you go from the station? Probably somewhere far to the right. Probably somewhere to the far right. No, scratch that. I did go right. I wouldn't have smacked into the boulder. This isn't helping me much, man. Should I wander aimlessly until I find you? Is that a better plan? I'll give you a lane marker if it wasn't stranded on an empty plane right now, Dree. Alright, stay put and don't get abducted. See you later, Dree. I told you to knock it off with the pet names. And for your anger only makes you look cuter. I'll happily change my mind about going to find you if that is what you're gonna do. Fine, I'll stop. Dree. I saw that coming from a mile away. Let's just hope I'm next for being seen then. NS, already searching. The nihilist knows she loves him. She knows with all this damn heart she's just hiding it. Maybe actually he might not be sure. So, he thinks so. He knows the shadow on the horizon and recognizes the immediate. Great. It didn't listen again. He knows it's searching for him, and he's already exploded itself vertebly at all angles. Hopefully he realizes how stupid it's been and lands back on the ground. The nihilist would weep as if it was a problem. He could fix this when he gets back to the station, depending on how long it takes. Weeping may or may not be a good solution. Is anything on the horizon yet? No? How wonderful. No, wait, he might be seeing something. He scrambles over to the visionary block of sight, really hoping things on the horizon are coming his way. Might as well send out what in case is going wrong. Creating the group chat. Might be dying, but a bit who knows. Ewan was added to the group chat. Memphis was added to the group. Yeah, I need help. What now? How uncannily. Not just for the group office. What's the dilemma? Oh, you must be desperate to bring her here. No shit, Dree. Understandable. It's appreciated if you could continue. Pretty sure phone's lost right now. What else could be going wrong? Oh, I don't know. I got 2 parts to it and lacks one as proxies. Did you seriously run into this, guys? It's a common possibility for his location. How much distance you have? Not enough. That doesn't resemble a satisfying answer. Do you even have means to escape? Not without being spotted and killed. Should I stop trying to search for you then? Yeah, now would be a good time to turn back. How long can it maintain composure when entombed? What are you even trying to imply? All I got from that was tomb and you asked me to lay down and die. I guess I could do that if you want me to. If one of you can forge me a will real quick, it'll help. Just telling you now, I have terrible hearing. Shut up. You're not gonna die out there. I mean, to imply how long can you hold your breath while being buried? That's actually decently clever, not gonna lie. So you're suggesting I bury myself while they pass by. Oh shit, that's actually smart. I'm glad to accept the gratitude. Guess I should have put more trust in your skills. Just provide how well we work together. That was disgusting sappy, even for me. Alright, time to start digging. Oh yeah, this guy, his name's Forensic Exco. They're basically chill Nimbus flamboyant semi-co-leader of the Catacombs Center unit. Plus hover-suiter, because of his lack of will to live. His rely on others to assist can often throw himself into danger. Few things scare him ever, making it easy to go instead situations with little care for self-harm. He attempts to teach the others as well, whether it be psychic something to do with the psychic, telekinesis or something like that, or average everyday skill and whatever. Did we mention his psychic? Thank you, Catacombus, for mentioning it twice. It further means he can light objects on fire or something to control the flame and his psychic abilities. Occasionally, not really a huge achievement there, even if nobody at Catacombus has recorded being able to do so. So what? He's already taught someone else to do it, no big deal. Other than that, he's half blind due to one of his eyes scarred over. It does not affect his digging now, he's submerged himself in the soil. Done. Planted. He hopes this process will not last long to choke him as he covers the last dirt up on him. Hopefully nothing will go wrong. A daredevil of fathomable lack of fear is down in the cliffside as we speak, enjoying every second of a still falling, lunging in a free fall, eventually gonna hit the ground. Or maybe she's swooping up by a dragon, due to be calling in the middle of nowhere. Or maybe not. As she swooped up by a dragon, due to be calling out in the middle of nowhere, she's got quite a lot of time to spare. So you might be practiced with skydive with her ally's dragon. It's really considered rude just to use another pet like this, but she doesn't have to use her own. So I'm gonna go back and look at something. So his friend was working, probably in Memphis, was working on a project to do with Sorath. Okay. It's interesting. Keep that in mind. Anyway, let's go on to the servant. Ooh, this is Cladis' one. This will be exciting. A workaholic, cloaked in skin wrath demon aggressively tries to screw around with a huge ornament in the middle of the lab. I gotta look up how to say that word. It's gonna be said multiple times, and I'm gonna not know how to say it. Oh, it's like one of those... Oh, that's interesting. I'll keep that in mind. It never really has. He feels like he should rest in defeat, but defeat? What's that? A Potus term? I'm sorry, but defeat is not an option, and never will be. He wants to take a break, but he's only been at it for 3 hours. It's not nearly enough to attempt to done for a successful day. He sits while he passes out. Gotta push his limits to get farther beyond. Almost got it. And he passes out. How resourceful was that, Well, we're here. Let's talk about him. His name isn't important. We'll just call him Labrador. He's unstoppable workaholic and tests the skills with more categories, specifically weapon testing. He creates a series of powerful weapons for Catacombs under the Project Labrador. What he wears on the bag is the hide of a wrath demon. Oh, I gotta find my stretch and then find my spot again. Okay. Whose Labrador had managed to kill using one of his weapons. He has strength, mentally, physically, emotionally. He can't be weak. He can never be. An unknown amount of time later, Labrador groggily pulls his head off his cold-ass floor. Nothing. Nada. He knows he doesn't budge, but it helps to preserve it, don't you think? A handy skill if he pulls out a boulder off of someone, or opens a sealed door. The other practical uses. Isn't that the thought? Of course, it might leave another person's life a better reputation. I want to go back to that line. I want to go back to this line for a second. It'll be handy skill if he has to pull a boulder off someone, or if to open a sealed door. Oh, okay, so I thought it meant he actually did it. Never mind. There are many scrolls lying in the room. I want to grab those scrolls, please. I'm gonna break into catacombs one day, and I just want their books and research, to be honest. He's already read all of them. He's challenging himself to see how many he can read in a day, which eventually changed to how many times he could read all of them in a span of a day. Labrador ungloved one of his hands, checking for any damages that could have occurred with the ornate. Nope. His fleshy hand is a robotic one he's implanted, has no scratches or dents to any sort. Robotic hand? Yep, Labrador made a replacement after he cut off his real one. Yes, him. There's no need to mention his damn name. Although Labrador doesn't think he deserves everything that he's being forced to endure, he still has his right to hold his lost hand and offensive against him. A notification appears on his phone. Speaking of the devil, you gotta be fucking kidding me. Labrador reluctantly sees what he has to say. Incoming message from Claudius. Hello? I don't know, I know you people would respond to me. Is today not a good time? We can reschedule if you want. If you don't respond soon, I might as well schedule now. You've chosen the worst damn time yet. What do you want? I didn't know it was that way. Can you blame me for that, though? I'm sure as hell I can blame you for ruining my mood. Oh wait, just let's get this over with. You told me maybe a month ago or so I was seeing if I'll ever be let out, and you haven't told me anything yet. Nobody's telling me anything about the situation at fucking all. Now, do you understand why I haven't told you jack shit since last month? Thanks for at least sorry for ruining your mood. I don't need to hear your bloody apologies. You still surprisingly respect me my time. Good job. But was that supposed to be a compliment? Take it as a word of parting and leave. I'll try my best to leave my best of my ability to leave you alone then. Not like I could go anywhere anyway. Shut your sarcastic flap and get going. You can leave first. This is not a game. Very well. Labrador swears he's never understand Claudius Labrador swears he never understands why Claudius keeps trying. His endurance must be phenomenal to get him this far. Still, the favor he's asked months ago may never be fulfilled. Giving up would be the best option for the guy. After all, after every lifelong scar he's etched into the walls of his sins. There's really no turning back and fixing things. Labrador continues to talk with Claudius only because he's what he's used to be. Tells everyone else that he's just changed you assigned himself to see how long he can last against Klaus. But he might as well be honest for himself now. He's quite amazed at Ally before he snapped. So Claudius snapped. I believe the computer shows him snapping. I believe. Because I think he snapped due to impurity or just snapped out of craziness. I'm unsure. Okay, this one's gonna be a long one. Well, it's not really long compared to the others, but you know. September 20th, 2021. Claudius wakes up, feeling the wind on his skin. Last thing he remembers was let's see, the girl with purple horns, or Celia? She was tall, she had some stoopy frilly dress on, heavy clown makeup. Fuck, she was taller than him too. He doesn't know why he thought he could beat her up in a fight, especially with his broken leg. He opens his eyes. Oh god, Memphi's wrapping his wounds, his right arm. Wasim must have broken it. Wasim's probably broken a lot of his bones. It's nothing Claudius, you two, it's just he'd rather not have to go through this again. Claudius tries to move his left arm, feeling cold rock beneath him. The sky is nearly cloudless and occasionally a flock of birds flying by. You have sustained much absorption, Miyazama. There we go. I know, miss, Claudius appears, sputtering out. He coughs a little before wiping his mouth, seeing the slick of red blood shining under the sun. Memphis finishes wrapping Claudius' wounds, looming over him. Will you allow me to position you on a stretcher so that I bring you to my laboratory? I would like to examine your further injuries. Claudius nods, closing his eyes once again as soon as he feels Memphis's cold skin touching his own, pulling him up on the stretcher. He hates that feeling. He hates Memphis, whose skin touching his. It feels dirty to Claudius. He was sure he felt the same. The mutual hatred for one another was often felt so strongly by the others that would make him uncomfortable. If his house was too far from where they were, Claudius could feel the stretcher moving underneath him, and then the wind stop as he could hear the doors open. Her house is the side of a large mountain, a small, decent ready. Claudius opens his eyes as they enter the living room. The room is colored with deep gray and dusty speckles on the ceiling. The room itself looks like a mess, with scattered sheets of data in every corner. Her bed is tucked away in the storm cellar closet to save more space. She had a multitude of laptops around it, something sitting on the storm cellar built in the table, and other floors on the top of the stacked of data. Memphis sighs, closing the door behind her. There's a tunnel station in the back of the room that leads to a twisting hall that spines into two ends. The tunnels are lighter gray, but seems darker from the lack of light. They go into the tunnel. As Claudius closes his eyes, he letters a breath as Memphi shudders. Claudius stares at the ceiling of the tunnel, mostly of lead that blocks places into the castle. Let me try that again and stretch and, take a breather. Okay. There's a tunnel stationed in the back room that leads down the twisting hall that spines into two ends. The tunnel's light gray, but it seems darker from the lack of light. They go into the tunnel as Claudius closes his eye. He lows a breath as Memphi shudders. Claudius stares at the ceiling of the tunnel. Most of them led to a block place in the castle, the others twisting around and ending up in another tunnel all along, making it a hell of a maze. That's why Claudius never dared to explore them. Plus, with Memphi's condition, she'd feel him anyways. Memphi watches Claudius closely as she wheels him down the tunnel. She knew what he was thinking, and he knew it too. Memphi memorized the tunnels, knowing exactly where to go, and she does just that. She heads to the tunnel that leads into a large mechanic's room blocked by a door. Memphi looks at Claudius. As he looks back, Memphi looks up and opens the door, heading inside, pulling Claudius along. The room itself is only full of gray, dark, rusty red colors. The walls of the room are all gears, which are part of a huge system that keeps the power working, but also powering the mainframe computer, which is a huge, wiry supercomputer at the far end of the room. The computer is huge, and it has wires running from every single angle of its screen. A keyboard sits in the elevated slab that blocks some of the wires, and faintly around the edges of the computer screen. Gears can be shown in the mechanics. To the far top left of the room on the plaque behind the gears is an electric clock sits visible from behind the mechanism, and it's turned off. The room would be completely dark if it weren't for the glowing computer screen. Memphi brings Claudius into the middle of the room, taking him off the stretcher. Claudius stares at the monitor sitting on the cold floor. The room itself is very cold. Memphis takes off her coat, placing it on the floor. She wears a white tank top with the Catacombus logo on it. She stands over Claudius, looking down at him with the expression that he is unable to read. Memphis kneels down a coat, removing a syringe, a scalpel, a pair of scissors, and a vial of dark, inky substance. What are you doing, miss? Claudius asks, finding it hard to move. Memphis stays silent as she crouches down and starting to remove Claudius' shirt with scissors. Once the front of the shirt is cut down the middle, Memphis examines Claudius' chest closely. Memphi, what? His entire torso is covered in scar tissue, bandages, wrappings. Memphi lifts the scalpel to Claudius' chest and pushes it down, cutting into his chest. He winces his pain. His breath quickens. He knows he can't scream. Memphi will make it hurt worse. She slices open his chest as Claudius silently sobs. Memphi continues to cut into Claudius. He thinks he's gonna die. He has dreams about this before. It's finally his time, he supposes. Memphi's expression becomes scary to Claudius. A smile. She doesn't smile. He hasn't seen her smile in years. Memphi places that scalpel on the floor, opening the wound of Claudius' chest more with her fingers, then plunges her arm deep into her chest, deeper than it should go. She latches onto something painful. Claudius feels his very self being pulled at it, as Memphi pulls a shiny white sphere, appearing almost like marble. So, if you don't know, that's his soul. The surface appears to move and flow fluidly. Menfi stares at her in wonder. Claude stares in horror. Menfi places the sphere on the ground. As she takes the vial in syringe, she takes some of the substance of the vial, sucking it into the syringe. Menfi picks up the sphere and holds the needle up to it before shoving it inside. Claudius coughs and feels pain. It hurts like nothing Claudius has ever felt before. Menfi slowly injects the substance that begins to spread inside the sphere, darkening it. The wound on Claudius' chest slowly begins to change as well. The crimson of his innards become dark jet black. He slowly begins to lose consciousness as Menfi stands up. She slowly looks to the computer, walking to it and dropping her tools. Menfi places the sphere on the elevated slab as she presses some buttons on the keyboard, staring on the screen. The compartment of one of the machines opens up, a small mechanical arm protruding out from it, taking the sphere and bringing it inside the compartment before closing it. The computer screen changes. It's black now. Not off, just black. A message appears on the screen as Menfi takes a step back. Loading Limvale 2. Please stand by. Menfi's vision begins to blur as things clip into one another. She sees things. So many things. Is this what she wanted? What does she even want? God, she can't fucking remember right now. She sees white holes, a manor in the woods, fire, a tall man with no face. It's all around her. She sees it all. It's all right there, but out of reach. The hallucinations get worse. Everything feels so loud. I'm confused. This is gonna fall, but she's gonna hurt. She falls to the floor. Then it stops. Menfi's bottle is still recovering as she stares at the ground a bit. She knows the room around her is steely white. She gets up. She's wearing a lab coat again, though not embroidered with the Catacombs logo. Black leggings with knee pads as well. Her boots are black with pink shoelaces and a pastel pink fluff. Menfi's glasses are around her as well, her hair being dyed pink tips. She looks to herself in shock. It worked? It worked. Holy shit. She searches her pockets of her phone, looking at the data. Fuck. August 12th. August 12th, 2019. 2 years before she wanted this bullshit. Doing that again. The process would be lengthy. But these new memories, they can be useful. She looks around the room to the hospital room. Menfi steps into the door. She starts to walk around. There's lots of people also wearing the logo. They're all looking at her if she's important. Menfi realizes this could be good. This could be helpful. She attempts to locate her office, maybe? She soon finds a map locating an office beneath the first floor, where she happens to be. Perfect. Menfi makes her way to the halls of the building and to the main room of the building. There's a hall at the back of the main desk. Menfi heads down the hall. It leads to some stairs which descend into another hall leading to the door at a very end. Menfi approaches, opening the door. The room is just like her room. She walks in and feels someone's footsteps behind her. Menfi turns, seeing Claudius. He's alive again. He's wearing a black t-shirt and white, unbuttoned shirt embroidered with the Catacombs logo. He's wearing a choker around his neck and his own green horns are now jet black, matching his short, messy hair. He's wearing formal jeans with black sneakers. The thing is, though, his arms, from the elbow down, seem to fade in color, going from pale skin to pitch black. It's messy too, like scars from being shocked off lightning. It seems like it's going up his arm, ending at the halfway up his neck. Claudius stares at Menfi, holding the door open. His fingers dig into the wood as black blood pours from them. What the hell did you do, Norwin? So that was that. I'm going to take notes on that. So if you don't know, I have a document. I'm keeping track of everything. I'm going to add that to my reading notes. Okay, so I'm going to copy her name because I'm not going to know how to spell it. Memphis injects Claudius. I'm going to copy his name too. So I keep saying Claudius. I know it's not Claudius, it's Claus. Claudius. With soul, with impurity, and it changes Vale 6 to Vale 2. Memphi and Claudius are the only ones who seem to leave them for their lives on Vale 6. Claudius seems to be corrupted by impurity shown from the black scars and haunts. Okay. Okay, that was something. So they went back in time to August 12th. So I'll take the going back in time as well to August 12th, 19. I'm gonna see if that's like something happened on that date. Events. Okay, so nothing really important happened. Okay, just make sure. Alright, so I'm gonna probably watch these videos and then I'll be done. For today, at least. I will continue maybe tonight.
It's not right. Oh, fuck, there goes my camera. Shit. Something is not right. Okay. Where's the where's the moon? What's the fuck? The moon should. It's a harvest moon. Shouldn't. Yes, it's what? What the fuck?
Okay. So that was Roxy's thing. Moose thing.
When you were here before, you couldn't look you in the eye. You're just like an angel. Your skin makes me cry. You float like a feather in a beautiful world. I wish I was special. You're so very special, but I'm a creep. I'm a weirdo. What the hell am I doing here? I don't belong here. I don't care if it hurts. I wanna have control. I want the perfect body. I want a perfect soul. And I want you to notice when I'm not around. You're so very special. Yeah, I wish I was special, but I'm a
That was that one. Give me a second. I'm gonna check something quickly. Okay. And I'm gonna do the 7,000 Years of Solitude.
Do you know about the moon? Every generation that sees it instantly knows it isn't right.
Stop me if you've heard this one. Creator of the heavens and the earths, the old crow. For 6,000 years you slept alone, dreamt alone. You are alone. The maiden and the matron are bound in spirit and body, bound in their own rage. You rely on mortals to free them as you distract yourself with pretty playthings. But I wonder, who is the plaything? You see the wickedness, the madness we once inspired, come to a sane and chilling fruition. You know who we have here, who we torment, but you would rather indulge yourself by laying with a devil of your own. You know better, but do not care. You could do better, but do not want to. Selfish and weak. Your emptiness cannot be filled. It will follow you ends of their lives. Follow you through 1,000,000 deaths and heartbreaks. Follow you through the countless squandered ages. Follow you
Through the ends of the worlds. Do you know about the moon?
Okay. Two more? Or 3 more, technically. Oh, this is the Among Us video. Okay, so it's basically all the characters and emojis playing Among Us.
So, Manu, where was the body?
It was over by communication.
Communications. I was just there and I didn't see a body.
I don't know. It was there.
That's not where I was just there as you called the meeting and there was not a body.
Just checking to be sure everyone's safe. We're all safe.
I'm haunting you.
I sense your spirit.
I'm haunting you. It's been a year and 2 months.
No, maybe it was, but basically they play Among Us. Mutterson's like wonderful. Back to reading. October 5th, 2021. Cole lays in a padded cell floor, bleeding, his bones broken inside his blare, his eyes faintly gray. July 30th, 1942. Cole holds onto his helmet as a motor explosion rocks the ground around him. He looks down as he's wearing his U.S. Marine uniform. His handler, Gerald, looks over to him. Gerald is wearing a U.S. Marine uniform and an M1 Garand as he motions to Cole moving forward. He yells, "Fuck up those Crotus-ups." I don't know how to say that. The trenches. "Eat 12 gauge, motherfucker." Cole slams and fires his trench shotgun 3 times into the torso of the unsuspecting German soldier as he spins around. German soldier with a CTG-44 is staring at Cole as he presses the barrel into Cole's stomach. Cole stares back, his eyes glowing a mixture of blue and pink. The German is confused for a moment as his grip relaxes. That would be his downfall, as Cole draws his combat knife and slices the throat of the soldier. "Eat shit, bitch ass." Cole reloads the shotgun as he runs through the trenches, firing 12 gauge at any German in his way of his squad charging to the trench. MG-42s open fire while Cole's squad down over the cover. The MGs wouldn't last long. Cole slams the bayonet at his end as the shotgun is chest unsuspecting German. He kicks the body to the ground as he slams 3 shells into the German behind him. The trench around him starts to change back into the foundation cell. Cole hears a gunfiring pauses and the siren stops. He looks around in horror. Cole stands up at his padded cell floor. His eyes shift glowing pink. He looks around, covered in blood and gore, his wounds closed, his bones crack and snap it back into place. What the fuck? Cole's cell door is wide open. He could leave. Cole checks the distortion and glitching HUD for data. October 5th, 2021. Today was the day. A familiar voice. Oh, wait, no. He sprints through the open door through the observation room into the hallway. He looks around, parts of the floor soaked with blood and parts of it covered with brass. The walls are covered in bullet holes. None of it matters as Cole right now as he sprints to the front door. A familiar voice calls out to Cole. Wait, I thought you said we were family. Cole pauses, turning his head to face them. Before he can, a strong voice that sounds near identical to Cole's yells at him to get out of there. He covers his ears as he sprints out the front door to the Foundation. He soon steals a car from the parking lot as he leaves the Foundation in shambles. It's for the last one, yippee. This one's gonna be a long one, I believe. Yeah, it's not that long, but still. Last one for prologue. Lucille and her cultist Tobashi, Marianne, David, and Sylvia are hanging around on some beach in Mississippi by a hotel they're staying in. Mariana wades in the water as Tobashi watches closely, sitting on the sand. Lucille is bathing in the sun, texting her group chat. David and Sylvia staying close by her, and then it begins to rain. Lucille looks up from her phone up to the sky. Didn't expect rain today, huh? Yeah, that's strange. Sylvia looks up to the sky. Something begins to happen to a certain area of the over the ocean. It starts to become empty. A hole in the sky. A tear in reality. Gap open. Lucille gets up from her chair, shoving her phone down her pocket. She yells to a cultist, "Van, now!" The fuckers get off the beach and pile into the van. It's a fucking clown car, and they book it to the church that Lucille took over. Once they arrive, they see more holes in the sky continuing to open. "Get inside," Lucille says, she says. She climbs the top of the van as she stares down at the holes. Deep within her mind, she feels like she remembers something involving demons or whatever. God, she doesn't have time for the silly, edgy demon bullshit right now. She needs to focus. Lucille stares at the holes, lifting up more of her tentacles that protrude from her back. They're black, inky, and have something sticking out of them, like an edgy, tumbler, slender sona. Her skin crawls with a blue distortion as she stares up at one of the holes, and like an idiot, focuses on trying to close it with her mind. Oh fucking god, Lucille. She begins to bleed from most of her facial orifice as a whole. One of maybe 20 in the visible size slowly close. Lucille finally just manages to close it. She falls to the ground weakly before passing out. Tobashi runs out the door. Oh my fucking god. Tobashi runs up to Lucille, trying to pick up her slightly heavy body. Tobashi, a 5'1" twig, and wearing a box television for her head, trying to carry a 5'6" chubby lady. I mean, sure, go ahead. She does actually manage to get her inside, but soon falls down the stairs, cracking a piece of her TV. Tobashi sobs, taking out her phone, and begins texting the group chat. A 5'10" man with ginger hair and glasses, and a 3 Days Grace t-shirt appears before Tobashi. "Hello there," Photo says as Tobashi. "I'm here to fuck up Lucille's goddamn time. She has not had a good damn time. She's probably dead." Tobashi sobs. "Did someone do my job for me? Damn it, that's not good." Photo frowns. "What the hell is happening?" Sky open. Lucille closed the hole for something. But something happened. I don't know. What a hero. It's something confusing and everything is happening so fast. Tobashi sobs. "It sounds like an apocalypse. I want front seats to it," Photo smiles. Tobashi gets a message on her phone and she removes the TV. The message is followed by a knock on the door of the church. Tobashi heads to the door and looks at the small window. There's something outside, a tall, dark, goat-like figure with a human girl's face. Tobashi walks down the stairs with a sad face and looks to Photo. "You've never been scared until you've seen a 6-foot-tall black goat on his hind legs staring at you in its slightly human face," she says. "Well, that's awesome. I gotta see that." Photo responds, looking directly at the door. "You want me to talk to it?" "If you want." Photo teleports aside, connecting to the call with Tobashi. "Oh wow, everything seems fucked up," Photo says. Looking around, the sky becomes a sandrine red and pouring rain. Like a sunset, but everywhere. Photo looks up to the sky. There's no hole. Yeah, Lucia closed it before passing out. Sounds like she pulled an Iron Man. I've only been alive for 2.5 years, which I spent in hell. Tobashi sighs. What does it mean to pull an Iron Man? She closed the hole in the sky and became unconscious. Oh, okay. I'm stopping the rain around me. That's annoying. Okay, so what about Ava? Tobashi asks. Is her name Ava? That's what her name on the Instagram message said, yeah. The photographer approaches Ava, flaring tentacles from her back, masking his eyes shine at the bright white. Ava becomes slightly frightened and flees into the woods, followed by a crackle of black distortion. Photo chuckles himself, walking inside to the church. There's a trail of Lucille's blood on the stairs. Where are you now? Photo asked Tobashi. Basement with the statue of Lucille. She replies, seemingly out of breath. Well, I've been there, but she loves seeing me there again. Oh. Photograph appears like Tsubashi in the worship room on the basement. Yeah, I fought for her, kicked her ass. Church of Ranger observers. Discord server. General. Tsubashi. Oh, fuck. Tosh? There's a voice. I can't speak English. Any language I know. It wasn't me. Go outside, look at the sky. I recommend you literally do anything else. Yes, Tensei, I suck at that. Go on top. Going outside could literally be the worst thing you ever do. I need to do something. I can't do it. Look, the best option you right now is stay where you are. I have to. Okay, Tosh, just be careful, okay? I can't go outside. I'm not letting her whispers in my ear. This death of a star. This is in your hands. The blade slayed the Jabberwock. Tosh, you still with us? It hurts. I can't feel my hands. She's on the ground. Fuck. Holy fuck. I can't type good and manage packing them in 2 photos. Sabotage. Is she bleeding? Hey, Sylvia, okay. What I saw is from confusing, but the screen on her hollow head she's wearing his head is lit up. We're gonna change the computers. Oh, that's not weird at all. Well, I don't like this. And it was flashing like static when you switch a TV to input that doesn't work, except it was red, and she's starting to yell and stuff, and then grabbed a knife and was starting to earlier and carved out Abdo's sigil into her wrist. Fucking Sylvia's steaming about bleeding, because that's what's important. God, what? Someone needs to. David, Marianne, anyone. Yeah, I'm wrapping the bandages and clothes around the wounds. Yeah, I'll wrap it. Trying to keep this stable. Make sure it's tight. It is. David taught me how to tie good knots. Good. Putting pressure on the wound is key. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of pressure. Shit, this is both gonna be our commander's gone. Guess Ryder's next in line, but then it's me. The thing is, I don't know what to do or how to do it. By commander, you mean Lucille and Tobashia? Yeah. Mostly Claire was commander, but not so sure Tobashia and the others. I have a commander. That's good, Frodo. We don't anymore, unless they're alive. But for now, it's me, David, and Mary. They're not dead yet. We gotta keep some hope alive. For now, we have to hold down the fort. Nothing could go down unless they're familiar with the place. Good. Let's stay until someone says the coast is clear. Jeez, just has some materials that would help you. Can you get them over here? I can go grab them. I think that's when we generally need to set our differences aside and fight against whatever this thing is. It's a big threat to this world, and then the moon, and then Lucille could ever be. Oh boy, I'm gonna grab some stimulants and medication from a site. Knock knock. Anything can help with it? Ooh, I'm getting in the fun. Bowie, what are you gonna do with the world ends? Me? Yes, you. I'm gonna save people. What does it matter? Scared? I hope it turns out right. Maybe it's just this world time. Everything ends. It's always sad, but everything begins again too. I would try to convince you to join me and my family back at the Sandtree, but alas, I'm now a manipulator and I don't want to force anyone to join. But the offer is still on the table. I'm sure everything will work out fine. Either way, I am all watching Lucille's empty crumble. This is so fun. Drake, pants. Yes, Drake, pants. Heck yeah, Drake. What the fuck is happening? End of the world. Want to help prevent it? End of the world? I mean, yes, also, what? We can only hope. Or at least. Well, work went batshit and I looked outside. I'm down to help, especially with all the Barry did for us for Drake. The fucking open sky and now it's red? Yep. Great. Great. And here I thought I was the only bad stabbing you. Tisk tisk. Yay. Now I know better. Well, I'm glad you had to change a heart. Well, I tried to calm down. Now, how can I help? Not sure yet. You know the Church of the God of Prophecies in Meridian? Yeah, I passed on the way to work. Go to it. Go to the backyard, go down the stairs to the basement. Walking around until you find the door open with few drops of blood on the handle. You find us there. If you need me to help with anything, just ask. I could try to be some use. What did you need? Gotcha. Need me to bring anything? You got weapons? Do you mind if I tag along? Yeah, buddy, you can come too. Yeah, I got a hatchet, pocket knife, and pepper spray, and a shotgun. I have an emergency. Oh shit, bring all that. Gotcha. Let's fucking go. And that's the end. Move on to chapter 1 later on, which I'll probably do it tonight, or sometime when I'm free. But yeah, I hope you all have a good rest of your day. If you have any questions, I have a Tumblr, which I will link in the chat now. Give me a second. No, I'll just tell you the Tumblr. If you go to at the Flower Maiden 13, that's my Tumblr, and you can just ask me stuff there. or if you have any questions. I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you all later.